Hello, Tri-Cities, and welcome to the 2021 Vote for Business Candidate Forum, the only region-wide business-focused candidate forum in the Tri-Cities. It's brought to you by the Tri-Cities Regional Chamber of Commerce, and in this forum, you'll hear from candidates running for Benton City Council Position 1 at large. I'm Julia Thatcher. I'm a news anchor with Keeper Action News, and I'm pleased to be with you. And a reminder that voting begins as soon as you receive those mail-in ballots. That should be about October 13th, and voting ends through election day, the end of Tuesday, November 2nd. A huge thank you for joining us to learn about candidates' thoughts and positions on issues that impact our local economy and our business community. And now a message from the President and CEO of the Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce, Lori Matson.
Thank you. I'd like to take a brief moment to thank the Chamber's Board of Directors and our Local Government Affairs Committee for their leadership in supporting the advocacy efforts of the Regional Chamber, and especially our sponsors, AYB Drafting, Cascade Natural Gas, and Hayden Homes. The Chamber supports positions that preserve and promote a positive business climate. As the foremost advocate and voice for business, the Chamber leads the region by advancing policies and positions that strengthen business and improve the local economy and quality of life. The 2021 Vote for Business Candidate Forum is designed to highlight how candidate positions integrate with local business priorities. And finally, a very special thank you to our local news partners for collaborating on this project. Your time, talent, and expertise are valued and truly appreciated. Now a word from one of our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Arthur with AYB Drafting. AYB is excited to sponsor the Vote for Business campaign. We understand that local elections are very important to the business community, and we're happy to support them. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure for Keeper to support this effort to inform voters about people who are running for public office. And now a look at the format. Each candidate will have 1 minute for opening and closing statements. The candidates will be asked the same questions. Response time for each question is limited to 2 minutes. Time limit reminders will appear on screen at 10 seconds remaining, and if necessary, when time is up. And since this is a forum rather than a debate, candidates will not be provided rebuttal time. And we'll begin by introducing in alphabetical order the two candidates in the race for Benton City Council Position 1 at large, incumbent Lisa Stade and challenger Jessica Bosse Wadsworth. Welcome, and thank you both so much for being here with us. And as mentioned, we'll start with opening statements in alphabetical order. So Ms. Stade, we'll begin with your opening statement. You have 1 minute.
Hi, I'm Lisa Stade. I've been a council member in Benton City for the past 12 years, and I'm also a teacher and a coach. And when I vote, of course, with the citizens in mind, but I also think about how this will impact our families, especially as we have 200 homes in process of growing, and that will, of course, bring on more families and more kids. And we want this to be a place that's even more enjoyable, small town, but also have amenities that families need and people need in order to thrive and grow. So I believe in sustainability and parks and in just positive growth, as you've noticed from the campaign.
Thank you so much. And Ms. Bosse Wadsworth, you now have 1 minute for your opening statements as well.
Thank you, Julia, and the Tri-City Regional Chamber for putting this together. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jessica Bosse Wadsworth, and I have been a resident of Benton City since 2009, when I purchased my home in the Legion Heights area. I fell in love with this little town the first time I drove through it, as it reminded me of Enterprise, Oregon, where I grew up. I joined the Labor's Apprenticeship Program in 2007. This career not only gave me the ability to work with my hands, but the ability to look ahead on what needs to get done. Working in the construction industry, you have to be able to work together as a team to get the job done. I plan on taking this skill to the City Council, as we need to come together for the citizens of Benton City. Thank you.
Thank you both so much. Now let's move right on to the question and answer portion of this forum. A coin toss just prior to taping has determined that Ms. Stade will answer the first question, and then subsequent questions will be alternated. We'll move on right now to this first question. What can the City Council do in regards to tax and regulation that will promote our region as a smart place to do business?
I think that the City Council can really support businesses by reducing the taxes. I think the city of Kennewick has done so. They've made a vote for that, and I think that we could also help encourage just consistency. There's been we've had think tanks from different citizens as well as the colleges, where they give us advice about having the entrance to the city have signage that shows what you're going to see once you go through that bridge and that beautiful river view, and what businesses you will find when you get there. I think consistency of first impressions, so that when citizens are driving past, the windows of the businesses are clean and they show what they're offering, as well as having businesses that offer supply and demand that is not the same. So we don't have 6 of the same shops, but we think about expanding to encourages people to have a place that they want to stay and shop and play and shop. And then also, I know many people come here for the sports to support their kids, grandparents, aunts, uncles. And it's important to have economic development that supports that. We have a local chamber that is great about advertising and giving citizens and would-be buyers and information about what they're going to find once they cross that bridge into this beautiful Benton city. So I think that we could support with taxes, offering, encouraging business licenses that are varying, and that we make it a beautiful place for people to come to.
Thank you so much. And Ms. Bosse Wadsworth, you now have the same question.
Perfect. Thank you. I believe taxes are necessary to pay for and provide services to the residents within city of Benton City, as long as the tax revenue is spent on what they are allocated for. The responsible taxation serves its purpose. I believe we need to talk to our small business owners here and see what else we can do to help them out. I do believe we need to encourage businesses to come to our little town to help support our downtown businesses. So I'm definitely willing to listen to our small businesses and find out what's important and how we can work together on bringing more businesses in and allowing some more taxes to help support some of the things that we'd like to do in the future for Benton City. Thank you, Julia.
And we will be alternating these questions. So Ms. Bosse Wadsworth, you will now have this next question. You'll be beginning first. This question: the current labor shortage impacts local businesses. As a city council member, what can you do to foster, attract, and retain talent to build the next generation workforce?
Thank you, Julia. Yes, workforce is very important. As I am part of a construction industry, I understand the shortage that we deal with, especially with the times that we're in. I also believe in order to maintain the public services and amenities paid by the taxpayers of the city, a skilled, trained workforce is paramount. With a well-staffed and qualified city workforce, the city will fall further and further behind on maintaining the infrastructure, resulting in more costs to the taxpayers. I believe we need to communicate with our stores and our buildings and community here on how we can get more workforce here locally. Thank you.
And Ms. Stade, you now have the same question.
Thank you. As an educator, I believe definitely in first and foremost in educating our students, our present and future workforce, not only those students that are working in minimum wage jobs, but the students that will be our future. And with DOE and Hanford being so close, and even unions of iron workers and others, that they could learn in the high school what positions are available for them vocationally as well as academically. I also am on the Ben Franklin Transit. I'm a co-chair, and I believe in supporting with buses so that these students can get from the high school to the Tri-Tech or to this Columbia Basin College to learn those skills that they need. As we get more businesses, encourage job shadowing, students to even participate at our local city hall, so they can see what it's like to be part of civic responsibilities and also what needs are there. Because even at our local place, we're having a labor shortage at City Hall as far as maintenance workers and city clerks to be effective and willing to work. So let them know that it's a place that they want to be, have a great atmosphere, and educate them so that when they're in those places or job shadowing, that they can see the skills that they need today for the future. And thank you so much.
We're moving on to question 3. As a reminder, Ms. Stade, we'll start with you now. I apologize to both of you. As a city council member, what specific investments by the city will you champion to encourage diversity of business and economic growth in Benton City?
Thank you. I would champion definitely the consistency, talking to the businesses to see what they need, but also the parks and recreation. I believe that families here and kids need things to keep them active and involved. And from those things, as you see that you're good at, let's say, skateboarding or good at soccer, that confidence can build to feeling like you can do other things that have been hard at first. Because persistence as a coach, you don't have the skills at first, but you learn that with effort and time that you can become better. And it's about practicing, and not just practicing, but perfect practice and doing your best each time. So I believe in parks and recreation. Years ago, we had the opportunity to purchase 20 acres. I was foremost in going, let's buy those 20 acres right by the high school. I know that we don't have the money for the infrastructure on top, but if we get the land, we can do fundraisers, because I know that if we have the sports, then the families will come, and that will build and foster family, because it starts with families, and then it goes to citizens, and then it goes to the city. So I believe that the parks and recreation, as we just purchased a park by the river, can be a first step. Places, green spaces for kids to be able to do soccer and baseball and basketball. And then as far as the business aspect, we want to encourage people as a place to come and stop. I travel, and whenever I do, I look to see what do they offer that draws me to that place. They have green spaces, they have signage, they have lights. The people are proud of where they live. It's clean. And I believe that in Benton City, we can just add that diversity and offer a business license to places that are not the same, so that customers can choose and have options of places that they go. And I know that we have great growth that's coming. I see all of the applications for growth. And so I appreciate just the way we're going. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we'll jump over that same question to you, Ms. Bosse Wadsworth.
Thank you. I believe a city that is not growing is merely existing. Growth is inevitable, so it must be managed correctly. Without offering economic growth opportunities with the city, it's hard to recruit businesses and job providers in the city. I also know that we have many vacant buildings downtown and have been vacant for many, many years. And I would take great pride in trying to bring in some businesses that would do well within our city, and also be able to connect with our local families here and what is important to them when it comes down to parks, sports complex, whatever it may be. I believe we have a great opportunity to expand our community and grow up to where we can have some family activities. Thank you.
All right. And the 4th question, and this will begin with you, Ms. Bosse Wadsworth. The last question. The My Tri 2030 Regional Vision Project is a community-driven effort to drive collaborative action. How do you see the cities collaborating, coming together to solve shared problems and advance regional initiatives?
So this is great. My Tri 2030 is awesome. And I hope Benton City will take the effort to get with the other cities. I think the surrounding cities and communities focused on responsible growth for the region. Together, we can have a chance to grow the region in a manner that can benefit us all. So I definitely look forward to the future and getting involved with this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Ms. Stade, you have the same question.
I think it's a great opportunity. In fact, you hosting us for the Tri-Cities Chamber, and I believe this is the first time that Benton City has been invited and included in this, just shows that we can be added and encouraged in this dialogue of communication with the other cities. We all impact and affect one another. And one start is with transportation, especially those that are vulnerable or elderly or those that don't have options or just want to have a clean ride, connecting the buses and the time slots. I know that in Kennewick, they're getting faster. Geographically, it's difficult with Richland, Pasco, and Kennewick being having the rivers between us. But we're thinking in terms of making this Prosser, Benton City, Richland, Kennewick, Pasco with our times. The same thing with our routes as far as kids getting from their schools to the colleges, because we all share in opportunities of education and work. And if you have the right transportation, you can get to that job. And then I think that we need to look as far as our recreation and our sports to make sure that we're combining facilities. I know there's a big demand, and so why not look to the outskirts to help promote and supply places for kids to do sports, because I know our complexes are already packed, and for every family that goes to sports, there's usually 3 supporters. And so we just want to encourage growth within cities and family, and think in terms of traffic flow for our future, because we have so many places coming. So we need to think about that and what our Tri-Cities, Richland, Pasco, Kennewick neighbors have done as we look towards this big growth. So I just think it's about collaboration and communication. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. This closes the question and answer period, and we'll end the forum with closing statements. And since Ms. Stade opened, we'll begin closing statements with Ms. Bosse Wadsworth. You have 1 minute.
Perfect. Thank you. My first goal when I get elected to Benton City Council is to find common ground with the other elected officials and to come up with a path forward that would be best benefit the citizens of Benton City. I believe we need to have input from the citizens on what they feel is important to our community and what would be best to put our resources towards. I welcome any conversation or discussion on how I can best serve the residents of Benton City, and I look forward to earning your vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Stade. You also have 1 minute.
I appreciate your time today. I am filled with renewed energy towards working and being a citizen, being a council member of Benton City. I have shown that I'm positive in the midst of difficulty and challenges, as there is when there's different opinions, and that's important to look at, but look at the positive and where we can come together. I'm looking at the past goals that we've already developed as far as signage, keeping places clean, expanding, offering infrastructure. During my time, we've upgraded the wells. We've made sure that we always have a backup, the sewer system, the water, things that we need in order to sustain and that people don't think about unless they're in short supply or they don't have it. So I want to continue with those things going forward, but also that communication piece and look at our past goals and say, what can we choose as our next goal? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, both of you, for joining us, and everybody watching for being with us for the Tri-City Regional Chamber 2021 Candidate Forum, again, featuring candidates running for the Benton City Council position 1 at large. And as we begin the countdown to Election Day on November 2nd, please remind your friends in Benton City to watch, share, and get out and vote. You can find this video and other candidate forum videos on the Tri-City Regional Chamber website at www.tricityregionalchamber.com. And again, thank you to the Chamber, Keeper Action News, the candidates and sponsors, including Cascade Natural Gas, AYB Drafting, and Hayden Homes. And a special thank you to all of you for watching. I'm Julia Thatcher with Keeper Action News, reminding you to get out and vote.